Hello everyone, welcome back again to another video, and today we'll be talking about my journey of becoming a flight attendant, like how I get here and the hiring process and so on. But before we do that, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and click that notification bell to notify you for my new videos. So if you're interested, please keep on watching. So yes, I am currently outside. I am the only one in here, so I took off my mask. Let's how to start. Honestly, this topic that we're going to talk about is requested by Colleen Villanueva. Nakita ko lang sa comment box, and she suggested this topic, so why not share it with you guys? But where to start and how to start. I finished hospitality and tourism management in the Philippines. After I graduated, I came back here in Hong Kong to look for a job, preferably in a hotel department. But after how many times of trying, I actually failed. So I thought of entering to airline industry, but that time I doubted myself. Like I really didn't have that confidence in me na should I apply? Kasi diba, if you talk about flight attendant, parang in-expect na parang you have to be that beautiful, you have to be like flawless, yung mga ganon. So really those times I really looked down on myself. So, but I just pushed myself. I just tried. Actually, when I was young, I've been wanting to be a flight attendant. Before, I was in and out of the country, Philippines, Hong Kong, Philippines. And then every time I saw this poster in the bulletin, it's a flight attendant image. And then every time I tell to myself, I want to be flight attendant in the future. I kept telling that to myself every time I am in the airport. Sabi ko, sana one day I'll be kahit hindi na maging flight attendant, at least I'll be in that poster. I see myself in that poster in the future. Parang kahit model na lang ng isang airline industry, sabi ko sa sarili ko. But then, as days pass by, syempre, high school, college, after those times, parang nawala na yung being a cabin crew ko. So that's why I focus on entering to a hotel job after I graduated. Kasi parang wala talaga parang walang pag-asa na to enter to airline industry as a flight attendant. But then, sabi ko sa sarili ko, kung kaya ng iba, diba? Bakit hindi ko kaya? So, I just push myself, and I search online of which airline to apply on. But then since I am here now in Hong Kong, so why not try it in Cathay Pacific? But beforehand, of course, I searched the hiring process, the qualifications, and the requirement of to be a flight attendant. So, nag-search ako, and I have this código. Those times, in my time, this was in my time. The requirements to be a flight attendant was for Hong Kong base. Of course, you have to be a permanent Hong Kong resident, minimum age of 18, minimum pass rate in HKCEE or HKDSE, including English language. This one is an examination that you take after you finish high school here in Hong Kong. And having said that, yes, I had my high school here in Hong Kong. That's why I was able to take this examination, and fortunately, nakapasa po tayo. Thank God for that. And minimum arm reach of 208 centimeter on tiptoe. This part, when I saw this one, like, oh my God, will I reach this height, like 208 centimeter? I'm just 5'3", so parang I kept on like every night and every morning, I kept on stretching myself. Like baka diba, baka may chance pa na tumangkad tayo. So yeah, that's what I did. Another one is proficiency in English, proficiency of the following Asian languages, and these are Bahasa Malaysia, Indonesian, Mandarin, Cantonese, Japanese, Tagalog, which is this one, my Asian language, Hindi, Korean, and Thai. So either one of these, if you speak one of these Asian languages, of course, pasok ka. And then Mandarin is just the third language and it's not really necessary. So yeah, when I saw this one, so sabi ko, parang may pag-asa naman. And then, when I checked the hiring process, and these are, of course, after applying, and then if you pass the documents needed, and then you will move to digital interview, group interview. So parang this is the process, a step by step. So if you pass this digital interview, you'll move to group interview, and then English examinations, both written and listening, Tagalog test, which is my third language, arm reach and physical test, individual, which is the final interview, and lastly, medical test. And then if you all pass these stages, then you go on for training. So, flashback tayo. So after I push myself, like after I encourage myself, of course with the help of my family and my friends, I apply through online. And I emailed the company with the attachment of my resume. Actually, I just sent. I didn't expect anything that they will reply right away. I didn't really expect. I just tried. And then the following day, I received an email from the company. And of course, diba, sinong di ma-excite, like, oh my God, you received an email from this company. Then when I checked, they asked for more needed documents. Of course, sino pa ang di ma-excite? So I sent right away. I sent the needed documents, and then after like few days, I received an email again. And like this is the first stage of the hiring process, which is the digital interview. So I got an email for that interview. And then they gave me a specific date on when to do it. So when the time comes for this digital interview, I was expecting it to be like a Skype, like you see the interviewer on the other end of the computer. So I didn't expect it not to be like that. So nung clinic ko na that certain website, wala, as in once you click it, you just see questions and timer. And I remember there were two questions and there was a timer. And the timer, once you start answering questions, the timer starts, and just 1 minute for 2 questions. Of course, diba, ang hirap. You have to read the questions and then analyze it and then come up with a sensible answer, a good answer for what the interviewer was looking for. So I just did. I just went on kasi nag-start na yung timer, so I have to finish this. I forgot the first question, but I remember the second question. It was like, why do you want to be a flight attendant? You know those common questions for being a flight attendant. So yeah, that was the second question, and then thank God I was able to pull out. I was able to answer the questions before the timer ends. So ayun na. Nung sinend ko na, I just have to, of course, again, wait for the email if napasa ba natin this interview. And then if you're able to pass this stage, of course, you'll move on to the next stage. So, wala. So, nag-pray na lang ako. Sabi ko, Lord, please let me pass this stage, please, Lord. And then, ayun, I kept on checking my email like almost every day. Tapos after a few days, I received an email finally. And this was for an invitation for group interview. For group interview means we have to go to the company. It's a face-to-face interview now. So when I got to Cathay Pacific, actually, yes, there were a lot of applicants. And then when I saw the other applicants, it's inevitable to compare yourself with them, diba? So parang, oh my God, ang gaganda nila, ang tatangkad nila, and ang kikinis nila. And tapos, nag-doubt na naman ako sa sarili ko. Sabi ko, makakaya ko ba tong interview na to? And then, yeah, I just told to myself, nandito na tayo, we started this one already, so why not just push? Why not just continue? Let's see what will happen next. And then, yeah, I just kept on encouraging myself. And then we were in the waiting area. They divided us into group. I think there were like 10 to 12 applicants in each group. And then they sent us to assigned room. And then when we went to the assigned room, there were 2 facilitators, and they just basically group interview. They asked questions, and then they gave scenarios, they gave pictures, and then we just have to discuss within the group. So that's basically it. That's the group interview. I think this one's just testing your communication with other applicants, with other colleagues. I think that's the point of that interview. And then after that discussion, they called us one by one to go to another room again. And then when my name was called, of course, pumunta ako sa assigned room. And then there was one facilitator waiting for me, and then she gave another scenario. So I finished that part. I went back to the assigned room that we were before, and then after a while, like waiting for the other applicants na ma-complete kami sa isang room, means again one by one to go outside of the room. So kami naman, parang like we kept on looking each other kasi we don't know what's happening. Parang what's happening? Parang ang nasa isip ko noon before, of course, nandun na yung kinakabahan ako. Parang yung tinatawag ba na name, yun na ba yung nakapasa? So after they called the names, parang wala yung name ko, hindi na tinawag. Tapos nagtinginan lang kami, yung kaming naiwan sa isang room. And then we were like, did we pass? Oh my God, I think we failed. Yun na lang yung lumabas sa bungangan namin. And then after a while, the facilitator started to smile, and then he just congratulated us. So parang, diba, ang saya, like this group interview, we didn't expect it na makukuha namin yung result right away, like right after this group interview. So of course we were so happy, and then they just asked us again to wait, and then after a while they sent us to a computer room to take for the English listening and written exams. And then after that exams, they told us, I remember, sinabi na just wait for the email, but if you don't receive an email after 2 weeks, that means you're failed. Yun yung sinabi sa amin. So syempre kabado na naman, pero at that time I was confident because I believe I did my exams well. And then so after that, when I got home, of course, again, I kept on checking my email like almost every day. So after a few days, I received an email. So that means I passed the exams. And then this email was inviting me for the physical test and the arm reach test na. So ito yung part na to talaga na kinakabahan ako, the arm reach test, which is minimum of 208 centimeter. So of course, when we got there, they called us again one by one. They first checked my eyesight and my hearing. So after that, it was the arm reach na. So this part. When I saw the line that you have, the minimum line that you have to reach, ang taas. So sabi ko, oh my gosh, will I be able to reach that high? And then, yeah, I just tried. And then sabi ko, di ko maabot. And then the nurse, yeah, I believe she was nurse. She was like encouraging me. She was pushing me, like, go, more. Ako naman, of course, diba? Nandito na ako I want this job. I mean, I want this. So, I have to pass this. And then, yun na, reach this. And yes, and then, thank God na reach ko that minimum line. After that arm reach, they asked me to go to another room for the physical test. This physical test, basically, they check my arm, my legs, and my back. And then they just ask me if I have any tattoos or eczema or any skin problem, and then I don't have those. So after that day, they just asked us to go home again, and then just wait for the email. Then if you pass this stage, then of course you have to move on to the next stage, which is the individual interview or the final interview. And after a week, I received an email for this interview na. So, but beforehand, of course, I have to prepare kasi this is the second last stage of this hiring process. So, nandito na tayo. So, I prepared a lot. Like, I did my part. I searched for possible questions that they will ask, of course. And then, I watched videos, those flight attendants vloggers, like how to answer questions confidently, yes, those kinds. I think it took like 7 to 10 minutes interview that time, and then it was okay. I mean, I believe it went well, and the interviewer was really nice. Pero yung parang some of the questions na parang hindi mo sure kung yun ba yung hinahanap niyang sagot. You know those questions to yourself. And then I remember, ano ba yung mga questions sa akin? The other question was, he asked me, what is your edge among to the 10,000 applicants? Mga ganong questions. And the other questions like, what can you contribute to this company? Something like those. What are the others? Like, of course, those. Why do you want to be a flight attendant? Like, why Cathay Pacific Airways? Those questions, and then I think I was able to pull that out. I mean, those questions. I believe it went well. And after that final interview, we were in the waiting area, and I was with, of course, other applicants, and we were discussing about it. Like, how was it? Like, what questions they asked? Those typical conversation that you have with your co-applicants. Ganon. And then, after that one, again, they told us to just wait again for the email. Tapos, when I got home, I checked the hiring process, and then, yes, this is the second last stage. Next stage is medical test. If I'll be able to receive an email from them, of course, may chance tayo na makapasok, diba? So, of course, I prepared myself. Lagi naman yan. Wala naman akong sakit. And basically, for medical tests, they check for blood tests, urine tests, and x-ray. So, after a few days, finally, I received an email. Kasi kinabahan ako eh. It took a while. It took a while for the email. So, sabi ko, oh my God, nakapasok pa ako. Did I pass this interview? So, I was so happy and thankful and grateful that I received this email, and that means that I passed this interview. Received an email. It was the schedule of your medical test, of course, and then when I got to the company, we went to the clinic for the blood test, urine test, and what was the other? And then they sent us to the airport for the x-ray. After the medical test, they advised us to just wait for a call, not an email anymore, but a call. So we'd be able to pass the medical test, they will call us. That time when I got home, of course, the phone was always with me, like just in my pocket or just holding it wherever I go. My phone's just with me. And then one day, I went out. I think I was going to buy something, and then I forgot my phone because, I don't know. I just forgot my phone that day, and then I just realized that I forgot my phone, so I had to go home right away. And then when I got home, when I checked my phone, I got a missed call. It's not registered in my phone, so kinabahan na ako. Sabi ko, oh my God, baka ito na yung company. And then I missed their call. Ang ginawa ko, of course, I called right away. I called back right away. And yes, it's really the company. And then, of course, I apologize that I missed their call. And then, ang saya ko lang kasi sabi niya, okay, congratulations. And then, blah, blah, blah. And then, she gave me the schedule of training na. So, sabi ko, I couldn't explain myself that time. No, parang, oh my God, mag-training na ako. This is it. Parang training na ng flight attendant. After this, I called my family right away. Of course, it's a good news. It's a great news. So, tinawag ko, and then I messaged my cousins. I messaged my friends. Happy lang ko. I was really looking forward for the training. So, the training, it was 6 weeks. For the first 2 weeks, we had our emergency training. And I must say, hindi po siya madali. I didn't expect it to be really that hard. That 2 weeks of emergency training, parang after your training on the day and then when you arrived home, kailangan mo ulit magbasa. You have to review, you have to read those notes. Kasi diba, safety is the first priority of this airline. So you have to pass this. So I will have to pass this because if once we fail this training, wala, lahat mawawala. Like you won't proceed to be an official flight attendant. So of course I tried my best. I did my best. Kasi after I arrived home, I read my notes and then do my modules. Parang non-stop. Kasi parang mahirap siya, pero nandito na. Nakalahati na tayo sa process na to. So, bakit hindi pa natin gagawin yung best natin, di ba? So, lahat yan, every day, we have practical exams, hands-on, lahat yan, almost every day talaga. We have assignments. It's mahirap. Like, I didn't expect it. Mahirap, pero masaya. And then I learned a lot. It's emergency, it's safety, first aid, firefighting. Alam mo yon, yung mga ganun. So, parang ang dami ko talagang natutunan. And then, after the 2 weeks of emergency training, we now move on to the rest of 4 weeks, which is the service training and other necessary for the training, so for this job. So, ayun na. during those training, masaya lang, mahirap na masaya, pero feeling blessed. Kasi, you know, that feeling na you really didn't expect it na mangyayari sa'yo in the future. Like, that feeling. After that 6 weeks of training, lahat po ng exams, practical exams, hands-on, naipasa po natin. And thank God for that one. And I started flying on the 1st of December. Magtatatlong taon na po tayong lumilipad. And throughout that 3 years of flying, I've learned a lot. Like, I know I will learn more in the future. But for these 3 years, I appreciate this job so much. And sobrang taas ang respeto ko sa mga aircrew. Sobra, hindi po siya talaga madali itong trabaho nito. We just don't serve food and drinks in flight. We are there for the safety of the passengers and of course for the crew. So, that's the importance of this job. Parang every flight ko, I am learning. We interact with different people, different nationalities, different languages, different backgrounds. We encounter this every flight. And it's not really easy to handle people. Alam niyo yan sa mga service industry. But I learned to appreciate it. Masaya siya, especially when I interact with the passengers, and then I feel that satisfaction. Siguro I have this passion dito sa trabaho na to. That's why I enjoy it. It's lahat naman ng trabaho hindi madali. But this job, it doesn't only benefits you to travel around the world for free, but you learn to appreciate the people around you. You learn to appreciate and you learn to appreciate different cultures. I just so happy and blessed and grateful that I have this job, and I am still in this job despite the situation that we are in now, and I appreciate that so much. And for those aspiring flight attendants there, please don't give up on your dreams. If you really want to be a flight attendant or cabin crew, please pursue it. Try. Kahit ilang failure pa man yan, if ma-fail ka man for how many times, diba? Bangon lang. Just keep on trying. Kasi ito yung gusto mo dito ka masaya So, learn the process. Parang, just keep on pushing, keep on praying na makukuha tong trabaho na to. And just do your part as well, and everything will fall into place. And that's, I think, for those aspiring flight attendants, I hope I have inspired you. Just don't give up. Be hopeful and pray and have that perseverance. I think those are the best advice that I can give. Masaya siya. Masaya tong trabaho na to. That's it for today. And if you like this video, please leave me a thumbs up. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I'll see you again next time. Take care, everyone. Especially during this pandemic. I know it hasn't been a good year. We're having a tough year, but nandiyan lang ang Panginoon. Kaya natin to. Laban lang. Life must go on, diba? Take care, everyone. I'll see you again in my next videos. Thank you for watching. Bye.